What's up, everyone? It's Friday. We're just finishing up the day. Everybody's already went home, already turned everything off, but while Steve's car was put together with all the hood and body panels, everything on it, I wanted to do a little walk around, show you how it looks all buttoned up. We got everything done on the car this week, for the exception of the window net, which I forgot. I ordered that today. That'll be here sometime next week. We'll get it through on there before he picks the car up. But other than that, everything else has been taken care of and it is ready to pick up. So my previous video, I talked about it a lot, pretty much went over everything. But this is a very, very sinister looking LT car. Almost makes me want an LT over the LS just for how mean this thing looks. I probably would take the LT Camaro over the regular Camaro. Or I say regular, I meant 98 to 02. It just a really sinister looking front bumper on it, especially in black. The black really sets this car off. One thing unique about this car is it does have just one headlight in the corner. You know, these cars came with 4, but that was like that whenever he brought it. And we took the middle support and cut everything out of it and just left the section around those lights where they can still be aimed. And we made some little 1/4-inch rod standoffs to kind of hold them in place. And the bumper has little tabs underneath it that locate the location of the headlights. So it was pretty easy just to put them back in there and not have all that plastic stuff going across the front. Again, you can see the front. Do the camera a little bit. We got a 102mm GTR from Forced Inductions. That turbo should make around 2,500 horsepower, or it's capable of that if the motor can supply enough air to turn it to that. One thing you'll notice that's on here that wasn't the last video is the fiberglass doors. And these are VFN. I'm not big on doing body work and stuff. We actually rough mounted the doors in the Datsun, and then I sent it to Jimmy Grooms at Dark City Customs, and he got them to fit right, shut right, do all that stuff. I don't like doing that stuff. We got them pretty rough fit though, and they actually do really well. We just had to cut the little lip off of it, and it seals pretty good around here. We've got no weather stripping on this car right now. The body line lines up pretty good there. It does stick out just a little bit at the bottom, but nothing the body shop can't take care of. As far as opening, it does really good. This is the door mounting kit from Tim McAmis. Just the 2 studs. You got your little protector to keep the door from jumping off if you got tire shake or something. Did have to cut a little access panel to put the aluminum bracing in there for the hinges, but it fit pretty good. It surprised me for a fiberglass door. See the downpipe, got 5-inch aluminum, 11 gauge, got a little stainless trim ring there. Really nice. See the door over here. This one didn't fit quite as good on this side. Has a little dip on the inside there that kind of goes in on the bottom corner, but it's fine. It's a fiberglass door. You can't expect it to fit like a factory door. I have noticed fiberglass, depending on the heat, humidity, and different things in your building, if you lay it down, just like this hood on this car, it's been laying over there on the floor and it's been laying completely flat. Well, on this car, it's arched up a little bit, but laying over there on the floor, it's so hot in the shop and so humid that the hood has relaxed and actually become wider than it was when it was on the car. So when we put it back on the car, even though it lined up perfect when we took it off, when we put it back on, we had to push it in a little bit to get it to drop down in with the fenders. So this stuff's kind of finicky like that. You'd think as thick as the doors are, they wouldn't be like that, but just, you can get 2 different doors from the same company, and it be the same part number, the same door, and just like that side versus that side, it fits a little bit different. And I talked to another friend of mine who put the same doors on his Camaro, and they had to do some major cutting and modifying to get them to fit good, and these actually fit pretty good, so I was really relieved for that. But right now I'm gonna take the hood off, set it on top of the car, and show you the engine bay and stuff. I will just show you an overview of the cage. This is our 25.5 high and tight cage. This is a right out of the box kit, or not a box, but right out of the back room off the racks. We didn't have to do nothing to it but just install it. Shows you the glass tech dash there. For those of you that are wondering, this cage comes with everything you need. You can even order the crossmember kit from the same section on the website, and that'll make it a complete 25.5. You can see how high the thing is, why we call it a high and tight. This is the roof line. See, it kind of arches up and then levels out. Those bars are right against the roof line. You're never going to get that high unless you cut the roof off. Hence why guys cut the roof off and do the top for the weight and the extra height. You get several more inches of height doing that. Vent tank in the back, I mentioned last time in the video. We did tubs in this car. I didn't do a video on them. They suck to do. I hate doing wheel tubs, but I did do them on this car, and they turned out pretty decent. So let's get the hood off, and I'll give you one more once over of everything under the hood and show you some things that we did this week. Okay, a little overview of everything with the hood off. Of course, we built the whole turbo kit. Talked about that in the last video. I don't think I was completely done with it then, but done with it now, obviously. Nice upswept headers, got plenty of clearance under the hood. You can get them off really easy, get to all the bolts easy, get to the plug super easy from underneath or to the side. All the stuff's cut out of your way. Again, going over the components, we've got all Turbo Smart components. We've got 60mm wastegates, we've got 50mm raceport blow-off valves, all flanges and stainless and stuff. Most of it come from Raceport Solutions, including the aluminum. We've got vibrant double slips here to help with expansion. Streetcar fabrication, billet turbo flange, and Maven turbo support. We always hang the turbos by them. Keep all the weight off the piping. Got a 5-inch 11-gauge aluminum downpipe. I didn't do a support rod off of here this time to keep it from going down the frame rail. I actually did a tab off the bottom of the downpipe against the frame rail, so it's actually bolted to the frame rail so it cannot rotate down against it. You see, we got the single headlights here. Just did some rod standoffs here, some tabs. Things are pretty solid. The fuel tank, we just got that back today. It was natural aluminum last video, but now we are Teflon coated. This is what they call a 1010 black, I think, or something like that. But they use it to coat the inside of carburetors and different things on alcohol dragsters in some of the places in the country. So this is very resistant to the alcohol, even more than anodizing. So our local powder coating place, the guy that runs it, he's big into racing, and that's what he suggested that we try. And I gotta say, I love the finish. It's nice and slick. I mean, if you know what Teflon feels like, it feels, you know, nice and slick, almost like a plastic coating, but it's really a clean look. The stuff with anodizing, sometimes you get spotty and stuff, depending on, with a machine part, it's a little bit different. You anodize a machine part, it always comes out looking brighter and prettier. But if you anodize like a tank or something like that, that's just a sheet aluminum, that's got inconsistencies in it and stuff, sometimes it gets spotted up and it just looks horrible. So we've run into that a couple times, and I just don't want to deal with it no more. So this is a lot easier. This is also cheaper, and this is coated inside and out. They actually spray the inside of the tank, so this is not gonna corrode the aluminum or anything. But for argument's sake, to make the internet mad, we have customers that have uncoated aluminum tanks that have been running alcohol in them for like 3 years and not had any problem with injectors or anything. So this just gives you a peace of mind with the coating. But just for argument's sake, I have seen aluminum not give any trouble when you don't coat it at all using alcohol. So there's that. We got 11 gauge wastegate dumps. Race Parts Solutions has 11 gauge 2.5 inch material now. I pushed to get that for years, and they finally got some. It is a very large radius, but you can see it still works out really well. And I wanted to use some. I ain't had a chance to use some, so I used it on this. Another thing that we did that I haven't even posted pictures of online yet. See if I can get the camera down in here. We have an engine limiter. You can see right here. It goes over to the original motor mount bolt hole, and this is a clevis here on the side of the frame. This keeps the motor from going forward and backwards, because the motor plates have side force or side strength, but nothing front to back, just because they're so long off the block. Another thing that is on here now is the valve cover vents. That shows you that hose I showed you in the last video, going to our bulkheads, going through the firewall. Super clean setup. Just really finishes it off, having all that hooked up like that. Trying to think of anything else I'm missing. I think that's pretty much it. If you have questions about any of the parts used on this and stuff, feel free to comment. I'll tell you where we got stuff or whatever. It's not any kind of big secret where any of this stuff comes from. It's available to everybody. A lot of the stuff on here, like the fuel tank, the vent tank, the torque arm clearance panel, the roll cage, the stuff underneath the car, the subframe connectors, the crossmember kit, all that stuff we offer on the website. So if you have questions about any of that, feel free to email us. There's an email at the bottom of the website, and we'll answer any questions you might have. We keep pretty much everything in stock. The tanks, I build them to order because everybody wants a different fitting size. So I usually keep a lot of them bent up and ready to weld together. I just have to put the right fittings that you want on there. But this has been a really fun build. It's been a long build. I think he dropped this car off the end of last October, or maybe it was November. I can't remember. Either way, it's taken way too long, but with all the COVID stuff and everything that come about, it just hammered us on the website. And we really appreciate everybody's business, but there's only 3 of us now. There was only 2 of us then, and it's really, really hard to keep up with all the orders and stuff. But nevertheless, don't stop buying stuff. We really appreciate it. It's up to me to kind of try to juggle what we've got on hand and still fulfill web orders in a timely manner. So hopefully we'll make some progress on the rest of these projects. Now that Steve's done, we're gonna I'm still working on Rusty's over there. Pretty much every other day something's going on that car, like little, that's working towards the end. We just got done with all the plumbing from Brown and Miller, but probably going to migrate over to Jonathan Atkins Trans Am now that Steve's is done, and start focusing on and getting some parts and stuff on that. We've got all the Midwest chassis suspension stuff. We've got a Midwest chassis rear, tons of parts for that car, and we just need to start getting stuff on there. We need to start laying the chassis out, because it's gonna be a pretty in-depth build, front to back, the whole chassis. Probably end up doing the turbo system, the whole 9 yards. So looking forward to that. Thanks for watching our videos. Subscribe to the channel, tell somebody about the channel. This is how I share what we do here in the shop, this and social media and stuff. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll bring you another video soon. See ya.